Hey, it's little Leo here, CK's little brother from CK's Kitchen. And if you love CK's Kitchen, if you enjoy and love and are thrilled to watch his cooking videos, you're going to like this. Because it's not as good as CK's Kitchen. The recipes aren't as interesting. I'm kind of like a cheap ripoff. But, you know, we're here. We're in California, on the other side of the country. And we're going to give you the lesser version of things. The easier version. Sometimes easier, sometimes not, I don't know. But easier in the sense that it's more winging it. I'm going to give you more options. Okay? Today, because my big brother CK made this grilled pizza stuff that looked delicious, I'm going to show you keto pizza. Why keto pizza? Because I put on a lot of weight during lockdown a couple of months ago. I know technically it's not lockdown anymore, but which is kind of interesting because there's like 10 times the amount of cases here than there was when there was the actual lockdown. But that's a whole nother story. I'm not sure what stage we're in. I don't know. It's a little easier getting toilet paper now, so that's good. Anyway, we're going to do keto pizza. You might notice that Ramsey got a little bald spot on the back of his backside, and his leg is shaved. He had ACL surgery less than 2 weeks ago. The dog's already standing and walking around. I can't control this guy. He's from the Bronx. We found him in the Bronx. What do you expect? If he was from Sacramento, he'd be laid out still. Anyway, for my keto pizza, what I use for a crust is this carb-balanced flour tortilla. Only 4 net carbs. Now, it's very thin, so I'm going to go against my normal pizza recipe to make it more filling because I'm hungry. So I'm going to take one out and put it on this pan. My oven is already preheating to 435. You want to make your oven hot because later on this cooks a lot faster than the cheese melts. So you don't want to overcook this and have it all crunchy and falling apart. So you want it really hot, the oven, so the cheese starts to melt right away. Look at me, I'm getting scientific already. It's like you're learning stuff. You're learning stuff. Why does it certain temperatures you have to cook hot? And then the other temperatures 350. Well, I think we're discovering it together. If you gotta melt the cheese and the bottom doesn't want to cook so much, you don't want that to happen, you do a higher temperature. I think there's something, it's something like flash cooking or something like that, some kind of expression. Anyway, this is what we're gonna use for our crust. Okay, now listen. I'm using this. If I wasn't on a diet, which believe me, for the last couple of months I was anything but a diet. What I did was I got Thomas's English muffins, and I made English muffin pizza, an old Brooklyn recipe that I'm not going to talk too much about because I'm not going to complicate things. It's really complicated because we're doing keto pizza, and the English muffins I would have to explain that you have to toast the English muffins first, and not over toast them because you still are going to have to bake the sauce and the cheese on them, but you need a base of it being lightly toasted. So the sauce, but I don't want to go through all that. That would be too complicated for you. It would confuse you if I was to explain what you'd have to do with the English muffin, like lightly toast it and then use it with sauce and the cheese that we're going to use. But I'm not going to explain all that to you. Anyway, the next step is the sauce. Now, sauce is not so keto friendly. This has 8 net carbs per serving, but that's a half a cup. I'm just getting away with using like a tablespoon or so. A little bit of sauce so it's not grilled cheese or quesadilla, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dab of sauce. You know, back in Brooklyn, they would kill me for this. They'd say, you call that a sauce? You got to take tomatoes. You got to drop them in boiling water and peel the skin off. You got to go bida boom, bida bop. You got to let some sausage and some meatballs soak in that sauce all day and simmer, and then use a real sauce. But then another person who knows a little bit more would say, no, 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 no. The sauce you use shouldn't be cooked. Pizza sauce should never be cooked. You grind and crush those tomatoes. You add oregano, salt, sugar. My friend Jack Falzone's going to kill me now because I'm giving away trade secrets. Sorry, Jack. I'll shut up. Now we're up to the cheese. Now look, for the cheese, I use, and we do this back in Brooklyn all the time, we use Munster cheese. It's a good melting cheese. Look, if I had access to the quality grande mozzarella that the pizzerias in Brooklyn and the Bronx and Queens, the top places use, I would use it. But the reality is the Munster cheese they sell in the stores, as my friend Frank Grasso would say, not good quality. So I use Munster cheese because it melts well, has a good flavor. I use it on English muffin pizza all the time when I'm not having to lose all this weight from quarantine. Yeah, get a good shot of that gut. Anyway, I'm going to break up my cheese. Even though it melts back together, I'm still going to break it up because I find that later on, when you take bites, it's going to break easier if at one point it was separated. There might be no logic to that at all. It might be completely ridiculous. I might get laughed off the face of the earth, but I don't care. That's my belief system, and I will continue to believe that. Because in 2020 in America, you don't have to look up or research science. What you believe, it's what is true. So here we go. We're going to get this going like that. I don't know. I know that CK likes to argue about the mozzarella, but he'll probably say in North Carolina they have access to the mozzarella. I'm sorry, big bro. I'm using the Munster like our mother. Our mother used the Munster. Why can't we? Okay, so now, look, normally, I go like this. Maybe I put some red pepper on it afterwards, maybe some oregano before. But I'm on keto and I'm hungry. And I got to make everything count. I got to make it filling. So what I'm going to do is I got this pre-cooked from Costco Kirkland pre-cooked bacon. And I'm going to just smother this with bacon. And remember, I'm a purist. It's not that I prefer it with bacon. I just got to make this more filling. And I don't want to eat bacon by itself later because after a little while on keto, that gets kind of old and tired. So I'm just going to make this a bacon pizza. I mean, why not, right? Everything's better with bacon. So here we go. Now, what's great about using pre-cooked bacon is that you don't have to cook it. You don't have to preheat it ahead of time. You just put it in right out of the fridge because it's going to cook with the melted cheese. And you're not going to get all this bacon fat all over the crust. What's the matter, Bubba? What's the matter? What's the matter? All right. Now, before I put this in the oven, I'm going to wash my hands because there's all this bacon grease on it. And I have a little issue with that stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. Now that I got everything on the pizza, I'm simply going to slide it in the preheated oven, 435, good and hot. It's not a pizzeria. It doesn't have to be 500, 550 or anything like that. It's 98 degrees out now in Sacramento. Maybe it's down to 96. I'm not looking to heat up the house. To counteract and battle the air conditioning. Doesn't work for me. Anyway, as far as time, you're probably thinking, how long? I need to know how long, little Leo. Well, I don't know. I just do it a few minutes. Basically, I wait for the cheese to melt and be bubbling. Sometimes you could be deceived. The cheese looks melted and you take it out and then it has that gooey, bad, melty texture. It starts to harden right away because you didn't let it melt enough. You gotta wait until it's bubbling. It's really gotta break down. It's gotta change states, solid to liquid. You know what I mean? It's a chemical thing. It's that chemistry again. I don't understand it. I can't explain it. Some cheeses melt better than others. I don't know why, but that's what it is. Ramsey likes American cheese. When he takes his medication, that's what he's doing right now. He's hitting that thing saying, hey, give me a treat. The American cheese is in the fridge, but there's nothing on the fridge he could hit that makes noise, so he hits the bottom of that closet. So he either wants a Kirkland biscuit or he wants a piece of American cheese. It's fun to have a dog in times like this when you have to wait for the pizza to cook, because then you can play with your dog. It's hungry. And we're back. And now that I think about it, I probably should have recorded the amount of time. That would have been good. Then I could have told you how long it was. I think it was about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes. But look, I'm going to show you what it looks like, or my wife is. And you're going to see. You see how the cheese is bubbling on the sides? The bacon is nice. Oh, yeah, that bacon looks good. Like it's well cooked. Now I'm going to shut off the oven because I always forget to do that. Now look, the one thing I want to show you is you might be wondering, why does he got that big oven mitt on? I got the big oven mitt. I mean, the basics is, you know the basics. It's you use the oven mitts because if you touch the metal, you burn yourself. The reason I use this big, thick Weber one is because I used the regular one and I burned myself once. And I said, never again. I don't care what it is. I could be pulling something out of the toaster. My hand will remain safe. Sometimes if it's like a really hot, heavy thing, I will take this and I will wrap it in something like this. But I don't use this. Ellen, I'm not using the thing to do that. Somebody rung the bell while I'm filming. That's Ramsey running for the door, hurting his knee.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry about that interruption we had. There was a UPS man. He likes to ring the bell afterwards. We live downtown in the city, so he likes to tell us we got our stuff so we can go out and get it. And the dog is not supposed to run, so we were a little freaked out because he's running on a freaking knee that he just got constructed 10 days ago. But don't tell him that. He doesn't know. Anyway, this is my pizza. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take out this pizza knife. Why do I have a pizza knife? Well, obviously you don't know me. I love pizza. Notice how I keep the glove. And now I'm just going to cut it like I'm a regular, like it's an 18-inch pie in a pizzeria in Brooklyn. I'm just going to cut it into 8 slices. Makes it easy to eat. And there you go. It's 6 net carbs is my estimation. Because I say it's 1/4 a serving of the sauce. That makes that 2 carbs plus the 4 carbs of the tortilla. That's 6. And then I look, the Munster cheese is 0 carb. That's like a bonus for me. It's like a ding, 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 ding. It's awesome. Because it's only 6 net carbs. That's going to put me at 23 carbs for the day. I still have 7 left to go. Just in case you're wondering. Anyway, Liddle Leo signing off. Keto Pizza. Go for it. Use an English muffin if you're not on a diet. Put more sauce on, cheese. Knock yourself out. You don't even need the bacon then.